Oh, good morning. Hold on one second. Let us get on Instagram. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday morning on Cotton Cuts 9:30 time, 9:34. Sorry, we're a little late. As with everything, there's technical difficulties that happen, and I have no doubt we're going to have some hitches today as well. We've got lots of crazy things. We've got people coming in, we've got people coming out. It is going to be awesome. We have Crystal Hart that's joining us today. We get to talk with her about her awesome channel she's created in the community and how she helps Cotton Cuts to grow our community as well. And we're going to be talking, I'm going to show you this amazing fabric from the Modern Maker collection. I don't know if you guys have seen it on social media, but it is beautiful. It is great. We're going to start, as we do every week, with 2 questions that were submitted over the past week from you. These are questions you can go to cottoncuts.com/live and submit a question, and I answer it. And I literally get handed these like right now. And so we'll see if I can make it up or if perhaps you in the community can help me answer it. Okay, so the first question this week comes from Marilyn Ramino from Quebec, Canada. Why did I give up engineering and why did I name the company Cotton Cuts? Oh, these are deep questions this morning, people. All right, we're going to get real here. All right, so why did I give up engineering? So I would push back and say I did not give up engineering. So those that know my story, so I'm a biomedical engineer by education, and I spent 20 years designing medical devices and pharmaceuticals as an engineer, and then as an engineering leader, and then on the executive team at a pharmaceutical company. And so I would say that the definition of an engineer is a problem solver. Engineers are trained to solve problems. And so I would say I'm still doing engineering work at Cotton Cuts and everything I do today. I solve problems. That's what I do. That's really what I was trained to do. That's what I love to do. Just because I'm not using complex equations doesn't mean I'm not building complex spreadsheets in the background. And so I love engineering. It's my passion. It's what gets me out of bed in the morning. I'm just using it a different way than I had for 20 years in corporate America. And so definitely still doing engineering. So why did I name the company Cotton Cuts? Okay, so this is a funny story. So when I was thinking of what am I going to call this thing that I'm creating where there's nothing before, and I was like, maybe I'll do cuts of cotton, right? That's like we're actually going to be cutting cotton and we're going to be mailing this out the door. Cuts of cotton. And I saw that the domain name was already registered. There was already a company that was called Cuts of Cotton. And I reached out to her and I was like, hey, can I buy your domain name? It looks like you guys are out of business. We want to start a company called Cuts of Cotton. And she never got back to me, the owner of this website. And I was like, oh, well, that's unfortunate, but it's an opportunity for us. And so I just flipped it around and did Cotton Cuts and I bought that domain name. And 8 years later, here we still are doing our cuts of cotton that are actually Cotton Cuts. And so it's the first couple of people I told the name were like, are you sure? I was not well received early on. Thankfully, I did not listen to them. And here we have this amazing company, brand, and community that everybody loves. So yes, so thank you for the questions, Marilyn. I love talking about those things. All right, Millie Rayberg from Houston, Texas. Thank you for your question, Millie. How do I choose the right quilt pattern for my skill level? Okay, maybe what we'll do is I'll answer this question. We'll see what Crystal has to say when we pop over and bring Crystal on the screen. But so for me, it's one of these. Skill level is a constantly moving object. And so I think it depends on making sure that you choose a quilt that you can either learn if that's your objective for that pattern, or something that you feel like you can confidently finish. And so I think when I see like a skill level on a pattern, I'm not necessarily always believing it. It depends on what I want to accomplish when I am done with that project. If I want to learn new skills, then I'm going to stretch myself and I'm going to look for patterns that I've never done before with techniques I've never used. If I am making a baby quilt for someone who calls me up and says, I got a friend that's having a baby, that is the simplest quilt pattern I have ever done because I just want to get it done and knock it out. I'm not challenging myself to learn something new. And so I feel like when you pick a pattern, it's what do you want to achieve by completing that project? Are you just getting the quilt done? Or are you actually trying to learn something new to expand your skill set? Now, my UFO, and everyone that was joined us last week knows what this jar is. This jar is all of my personal UFOs, things that I have not completed, unfinished projects. The one that I drew last week that I'm going to complete this month is a Bonnie Hunter quilt. This quilt, gang, it is like the most complicated quilts I've ever made in my entire life. I am learning so many new skills. I am scaling faster than I have ever had to scale before. I mean, I'm making like, make this unit 400 times, make this unit 250 times. I've never done anything like that before, but I knew that going into the project, and that's what I wanted to accomplish coming out of it. So I was prepared for it. As I'm getting back into it, I'm remembering all the things I've learned, and I'm loving it. So those are the two questions. Thank you so much, Millie. We will actually ask Crystal that same question when she pops on with us in just a minute. So a couple of reminders for everybody. If you're joining us on Facebook and YouTube, be sure to make sure you accept the terms and conditions so we can see your name when we get this. I see we've got Katie, we've got that Crafty Life with Rebecca, we've got Melissa, we've got lots of folks joining us on those channels. We can see your name if you accept those T's and C's, so be sure to do that. We are also going to be giving away the Modern Maker box that ships this month to a lucky person who answers a question at the end of the broadcast. You have to stay to the end to win the goods, people. I'm really sorry. That's how it works. Speaking of those Modern Maker fabrics, I actually have some boxes to show you guys. So this is the collection. It's called Murano from Free Spirit Fabrics. And it's all these really cool, like bright geometric prints with tiles and chips. These are literally fabrics that we post for our pictures that should be quilts on Instagram. These fabrics are like incredibly bright, very, very saturated. I'm looking at the cameras on both Instagram and Facebook. It doesn't quite do the fabric justice, but it is amazing. And I know when other quilt shops do the lives, they actually have the bolts of fabric. And so I brought one with me so everyone can see it. It is mosaics. It is fun. I actually think that it's a challenge in and of itself to take a beautiful fabric like this and figure out how to sew with it. I think that's challenging. I like to learn from that. I think it's a great opportunity to kind of stretch beyond what you would normally do when you're given fabrics like this, which is why we picked them for our Modern Maker boxes, which ship on the 15th of the month. A couple quick reminders. Last week, we talked about our Cotton Cuts Cares organization for January. It's Dress a Girl Around the World, and we are doing a dress drive with our Cotton Cuts group. We are looking to get 100 dresses made. So I showed a sample last week of a very quick dress. It took me about 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes to make. We're challenging everybody to sew their dresses and head to the site cottoncuts.com/cares. Show us a picture of your dress. We want to get to 100 dresses by the end of March. I'm excited. I've seen some dresses rolling in. It's really easy to do. It's a quick way to give back, and it's a quick way to make an impact in places where you might not be able to extend reach yourself. And I love that about quilting, that we can stretch it all across the world by simply making a dress with fabric that we already have and love. All right, so Tree of Life has been consuming our week in the shop. It is our latest PMQ, which means it is a fantastic time to bring Crystal on to talk to us. Crystal Hart is one of our YouTube ambassadors. She's been with us. She's been sewing the Puzzle Mystery Quilt since Village Green. She's been producing videos since Carnival. She is awesome. She is amazing. She is entertaining. She is already on our screen for our YouTube and our Facebook followers. We're going to get her hooked up to Instagram, and I'm going to turn down the volume on my phone because I forgot to do that. Hold on, folks. Again, technical difficulties, but these things happen. At least we can see Crystal on one channel. Crystal is asking to join us on Instagram. If you are following both us, Cotton Cut, and One Crystal Heart on Instagram, you will be able to see both of us on the Instagram live feed. She is amazing. Give us 1 second and we'll see if she's able to pop up. She has to do things on her side. I'm just going to keep talking. Oh, there we go.
Okay, I need to turn my volume down.
Yeah, it's okay. Technical challenges.
Okay.
We did this earlier this week, Crystal, and we completely forgot to hit the go live button. So.
Oh. Okay. Hopefully I have this good.
All right. Are we still getting an echo?
I think it's because I'm hearing you from the computer and it's going into the phone.
Okay. We're going to get a minute. So turn down the volume on one of your devices.
Okay.
That's what my technical gurus over here are telling me.
Oh, I thought I turned you all the way down over here. Apparently not. Okay.
All right. We have lots of people that are commenting on the dresses, and we have people that are saying good morning to us. Crystal, I think the echo is gone. Can you hear me still?
I can hear you.
I can hear a little bit of an echo. Let me see here. Boop, 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 boop. We're debugging real time here. All right. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Can they still hear me? Can you guys still hear me on Instagram? If you can still hear us on Instagram, can you please just say, we can still hear you, thumbs up. Can you still hear us on Instagram? I'm hoping they still can. That would be amazing. Okay. Good morning from North Texas, Nancy. I'm just going to keep like talking to the people that are chatting until I get like a thumbs up that they can actually still hear us on Instagram. Because what happened earlier this week is oh, yes. Okay. So they can still hear us on Instagram. Okay.
Okay,
So
good.
earlier this week, we had an amazing interview with Annalise Johnson from Eye Candy Quilt. And the first like 25 minutes, because of technical glitches, we missed. So what we did is we actually took down the video and we transcribed it, and we're going to make a blog post because it was amazing content. We were having so much fun. We were jibber jabbing about this and that and this and that. And so we want to make sure that content gets kept. So I am getting thumbs up from literally everyone around me that we are good. So Crystal, with that said, tell us about yourself. Give us the intro. Give us the spiel. What makes you special? Give us the elevator pitch.
All right. This is always like the hardest part of anything when someone is like, "Oh, introduce yourself." But my name is Crystal. I run the YouTube channel Crystal Heart, Facebook Crystal Heart, Instagram One Crystal Heart. And I'm a quilter.
Yeah. How did okay? So let's start. Okay, I'll help you. I'll help you out here. So why don't we start there? So tell us, how did you start your quilting journey, Crystal? How did you wake up one day and decided you want to cut pieces of fabric and sew them back together?
So basically, I've been like a crafter my entire life. So I'm always looking for the next new. Are you hearing the echo?
I am getting an echo. Let me see
I'm
here. It
kind of
might
hearing
be
the echo.
okay. Hold on. I'm just gonna like
Okay.
pretend like that jazzy music is playing again. Do 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 do. All right. So Crystal. So let's see here. Let's test it.
Are you getting the echo?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to, because I have you down on one and
It's okay. It's okay. Let's just keep going. The echo is not too bad. So let's just
okay.
keep going with that. So how did you start this crazy journey of realizing it would be super fun to cut continuous fabric apart and resew it back together?
So yeah, like I was saying, I've been crafting my entire life, doing anything creative. So I'm always on YouTube looking for things. So apparently I was on YouTube and I saw the idea of a t-shirt quilt. And my daughter had a whole bunch of school shirts at the time.
Mhm.
So
So
I
wait, your
went
first
down that
quilt was a
rabbit
t-shirt
hole.
quilt? Oh my gosh. Okay, keep going. Holy cow.
That was my first quilt, a t-shirt quilt.
Oh my
So I
gosh.
went down that rabbit hole, um, learned everything about t-shirt quilts, made her a quilt, and then I transitioned into making teddy bears, which is random. Um, and then from there, I don't know, I went back to quilting, and this was all about 5 or 6 years ago.
Very cool. Holy cow. So that's like I'm still trying to like piece together the like he starts with t-shirt quilts and then you go into making teddy bears, which are very complex by the way. For a quilter like me who's used to just like lining up the fabric on the seams and zipping away, like the teddy bear you have to slow and you have to pivot, and you've got corners and you got to poke things out. And now you're making quilts. That is fantastic, Crystal. That's and about 5 years ago, that's pre-pandemic, and so sewing through the pandemic.
Yeah.
So let's see here. So let's talk about what makes you passionate enough to become an ambassador for brands. What is that? Tell us about what that looks like for you.
So for me, um, like what makes me passionate about sewing is the fact that for one, the community of people. So in every, genre, of art, there's a community, but I have never found any community the way that the quilting and sewing community is just the kindest, sweetest people. So it
Mhm,
really makes me want to continue to be a part of the community and grow my own community of people.
mhm.
And I mean, it's fun.
Yeah. So tell me, so what do you think makes your voice unique? Right? Because I mean, it's a community. Everyone has a unique voice. So what do you think is the unique perspective you bring to your channel?
I think I'm pretty much just like, in my opinion, down to earth, kind of chill, go with the flow. So, while there's a lot of people out there doing these very 1, 2, 3 ABC type tutorials, and channels are like well put together and well, and I appreciate those because I watch them myself.
Mhm.
I'm more of a like, let's come hang out, let's so I'll show you what I'm doing, I'll show you how I do it, but we're gonna chill and you can ask me whatever.
Yeah, I like that transparency. I feel like, I see a lot of, and they bring lots of value, but the like super polished and like, here's my quilt that's perfectly staged on a nice sunshiny day.
Right.
And I'm like, my quilt is on my bed and like I think a dog might have vomited on it last week, right? Like
Right.
that's real life. That's the like that's how and I feel like that connects with people, right? Because
Right.
not all of us are like, I'm like, I got to go to the grocery store and get stuff for dinner. I don't have time to go to this beautiful park and find this like log from 150 years ago to do that. Right. So I
Right.
love that. I love that transparency. That is fantastic. That's great.
And in the beginning, I wanted to be one of those Instagram perfect people and, like you said, somewhere at a lake taking pictures. But I mean, I have kids, I have a husband. Like you said, sometimes I'm in the middle of my life and I'm like, y'all, I gotta go. I gotta go find something to eat. So-
So we do a live sew in for our detectives once a month on Thursday night. And like sure enough, like my kids are like bouncing around behind us. Like they come in and they say hi to everyone and then they're gone. Like that's the real world. That's how life works.
right.
All right. So how do you engage with both new and experienced quilters? This gets to kind of the question we had in the intro. So talk to me about new and experienced quilters and how do you pick quilt patterns to match your skill set?
So I always, I'm always like, okay, if you're new, there are so many free patterns, first of all, that you can go out and seek, you know, but I'm also like, don't limit yourself. Just because you're new doesn't mean that you can't challenge yourself to do these harder patterns. But I agree with what you said. If you're doing something like a baby quilt, you can throw together a easy patchwork.
Mhm.
We all start with patchwork. But if you're home and you're just sewing for yourself, challenge yourself with these things that you think are impossible. Like, just do it. And if it comes out crazy, send it to me for my orphan block challenge.
There we go. So everything that I start and don't finish, I'm just going to send to you. Like there we go.
And I'll put it in my big old pile of things to make orphan block quilts.
I love that. Everyone, you heard it here. Find Crystal for all those like the loved, unloved,
Yes,
partially
and
finished
there's no
projects.
judgment. I don't care if your seams don't match.
That's fantastic. I mean, because everything has a place, right? So as long as you're taking that piece of art and converting it into something that's usable, it's fantastic. It has a fantastic home.
Right.
Okay. So what's been your favorite thing about our puzzle mystery quilts? Let's kind of come back to that.
I will always say that my favorite thing is that I don't have to cut and I don't have to measure. Like,
Right.
that is always where I go with that. And the the fabric selections, the fact that everything is put together already, because I do enjoy the artistry of finding fabrics and color matching and stuff like that, but to have a project that's like already perfectly put together for me, I'm guaranteed to come out with something cohesive. And
Mhm.
now when I'm doing it myself, you never know what I'm gonna end up with.
Yes, I mean, that's you can't underestimate that value, right? Because we've all been there. We walk into a quilt shop and we see a quilt on a wall and we're like, we want to make that. And ultimately, there's like one fabric they don't have. And now you're sitting there and you're trying to come up with a substitute or an
Yep.
alternative. And then you put it together and you're like, oh, it's not what I saw in the store. Or you see the pattern and you're like, I can go off the rails and I can pick up my own fabrics and you put it together and you're like, Ugh.
Right.
We've all had those kind of experiences. And see, with the PMQ, that's a barrier for a new quilter, is that fear of, if I pick the wrong fabric, am I going to mess this up, right?
Right.
That fear. And I feel like the PMQ helps you get past that, because we put fabrics together, we know what the outcome is, we know it's going to look good. So that gives you confidence and trust that it's going to be okay. Everything will work out in the end.
Exactly. And that, I think that is a perfect place for beginners to start, because
Yes.
if you have troubles color coordinating, you don't have to worry about it. You don't
Mhm.
have to worry about if you're cutting accurately, because it's already done.
Exactly. So tell us, Crystal, where are you going? What is your idealized vision for your YouTube channel? Where do you want to go from here?
Up.
Okay. Has anyone ever been like, I'm good. I'm totally chill where I'm at. Like, we're
No,
just gonna hang out. Like, so
no,
tell me,
we want to
what does
go
that
up.
mean
We
for
want to go
you? What
up.
does that mean for you?
For me, I mean, this is like, I'm so grateful because when I've been doing YouTube for a long time, but when I transitioned into quilting, I didn't know if anybody would care to see
Mhm,
what I was doing. So I'm so grateful for the support that I have right now.
mhm,
But I would love to grow the community and just get bigger and bigger and bigger and do more charity projects,
mhm,
do more collaborations and collaborative things with the gyms, is what I call my YouTube subscribers.
mhm.
I just love to grow and see some of my gyms are starting channels, and let's just all grow together.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. I like, I've always been an all boats float, right? Like,
Right.
we're all going to the same place. It's not a me versus you type of thing. It's like, can we all come together and can we all deliver value to the people that follow us, right? Ultimately, we all have different voices. There's going to be some things that you're offering that a lot of people glom onto. And as long as we're all working together, we all go the same place.
Exactly.
Yes. All right. Fantastic. All right. So, let's see. So you have a super awesome takeover coming up this weekend. Can you tell us about it? What are you going to do? Give us the scoop.
All right, y'all. So when I was asked to take over Cotton Cut's social media, I had no idea. I was looking for who did it last so I can see, and nobody did it.
I think it's been like 18 months, right? So
Oh, okay.
we can thank Paula, my new social media person, for this, for bringing it back. This concept of a social media takeover. So, Crystal, tell us what you're going to do. Tell us how you're going to set the standard.
Okay, so I don't know if I'm setting the standard, the bar high or not, but I'll be on there. We'll be doing a giveaway. It'll be some little cute posts, some little funny things that I created. Hopefully y'all find it funny too. But yeah, the giveaway. There will be a post for a giveaway on Instagram where if you want to join, you'll have to follow Cotton Cuts on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram and also tag a friend in that post.
Mhm.
And then you can win a mystery bundle.
I think that's true. Yes, I think that's true. We obviously have it all ironed out, people. No, but seriously, so Crystal is going to be sharing inspiration, thoughts, pictures, background. She's going to be taking over all of our social media channels this weekend. And so find the post she's talking about on Instagram, the one that says win prize to give away. We're going to give stuff away. It's going to be great. Crystal is going to be sharing all of her perspectives on our channels, and I am so looking forward to it. Crystal, is there any final thoughts you want to share with everyone before we let you go?
No, I just appreciate everybody. I'm sorry over there on Instagram for the echo. I see y'all all talking about it. I'm sorry. But
It's okay. Technical difficulties. At least we can see you. And yeah.
but follow me on YouTube. There's no echo over there. And I go live on Friday evenings at 7 p.m. Central. So y'all come hang out with me. I'm not sewing or anything. We're just hanging out, chilling, looking at fabrics. A lot of times we go on Cotton Cut sites and see the different colorways and things like that.
Yeah.
So come hang out. We have a good time. Also join my Facebook group, which is Crystal Heart Create and Share. And that's where you guys can show your stuff, that whatever you're working on. And it's just a community. It's fun.
And tell us, Crystal, what colorway are you sewing for Tree of Life?
I am doing, what is the name of it? Dahlia? No, is it Dahlia?
Is it Secret Garden? I think you're doing
Secret
Secret Garden.
Garden.
Yeah,
What is
Secret Garden is
Dahlia?
the most popular one, sold out so fast, can't get any more of it, like off the shelves.
It's beautiful though.
Oh my
It's
God.
on the thumbnail of this video. It's beautiful.
Yes,
My first choice.
and the fabrics as we're cutting them, like every single person is like, this is amazing, this is beautiful. They are so vibrant. You are, Crystal, your videos on this are going to be amazing off
I
the
love
hook.
it. I can't wait.
Secret Garden is amazing. So everyone, don't forget that ships the first Friday of February. So that's like a couple weeks away. So it is not too late. If you want to grab your colorway and sew with Crystal, definitely hop over to the website. Thank you so much, Crystal. You've been awesome to have on the channel. I appreciate all of this.
Thank you. Bye,
Thank
y'all.
you. Bye, everyone. Or bye, Crystal. All right. So definitely don't sign off, people. We're giving away that modern maker fabric. So, but first we have to talk about our Tree of Life community tree. And so I show this every week so we can kind of see how our community tree is going. So as a quick reminder, everyone that signs up to be a Tree of Life detective is mailed a little square of fabric. We used to have some up here. We'll figure that part out. A little square of fabric, and they cut out the leaf shape of their choice, write their name and location on it, and send it back to us. And each week we put all the leaves that we received into a cookie jar. We draw one, that person gets a prize. And then over the course of the week, we actually glue them to our community tree, which is hanging behind me. And I'll show you in a minute to see how it's done. So just so everyone knows, what we're seeing up here are leaves that we received as of last Thursday. All the ones we've received in the past week are in the cookie jar. We'll iron them on and show you progress next week. So with that, I'm going to show you what the tree is. So I don't know where you are, but in St. Louis, we're preparing for snow. It's another snowpocalypse. But here on the tree, we are showing a beautiful, vibrant tree in spring. This tree is ridiculously awesome. Guys, my heart is so happy of all the people that are mailing their leaves back to us with their location. You guys are exceeding all of our expectations for this tree. It is beautiful. It is full. And as I look into this bin next to me, there are so many more leaves here. It is getting ridiculous, and it makes me happy to know that there's this many people that support us. By the time we get done, we're probably going to have close to 2,000 leaves on this tree, gang. So definitely, if you get it, send it back. We want you to be part of the process. We want you to help our tree grow. I'm seeing all these comments, you guys. Yeah, it's absolutely right. It is beautiful. It is bright. It is vibrant. Definitely send it in. So I'm going to reach into our cookie jar this week, and I'm going to pull out a leaf for Mary Ann Abramsick. Mary Ann, congratulations from Marion, Connecticut. We're going to send you a prize. Be sure to message us if you don't see this video. That's totally fine. We will go ahead and find you. I know we know how to find you. All these leaves are going to go up, and next week we're going to see it continue to grow, and we're going to give stuff away. So with that, to receive your awesome modern maker box from this month, find this video on whatever channel you are at and tell us how are you going to pick your next quilt pattern? How are you going to pick your next project? Is it going to be something you're going to do just to do it? Or is it something you're going to stretch to learn a new skill? Tell us in the comments, tell us on YouTube, tell us on Facebook, tell us on Instagram, and we'll pick one random person to receive their modern maker box for this month using this beautiful mosaic fabric from Free Spirit Fabric. So with that, join us next week, 9:30. We'll have another guest with us. It's actually going to be pre-recorded next week. I have to be out of town. I have to take a trip. So it might be a little different, but we will figure it out, and we will definitely bring you awesome. It will be awesome content. We will see. We will not be filming from the hotel. We'll figure out how to make sure that we give you guys awesome updates and keep you updated as to this tree that's growing behind me. With that, everyone have a great week. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully this winter storm is not going to disrupt any plans that you might have, and we will see you next week. Bye, everybody.